So I have this other kit that has these beautiful domes. So this one has to be resized because it's been printed out and it's a bit bigger than this one, and I want two the same. And it's just a little bit too big. So I'm going to reprint that. But this is the one I want to show you that what I've done here is I've cut out the glass portion. This portion here from this print, and ended up with this, right? Next thing I'm going to do, this is another one that she shows. I printed these smaller just to see what they would be like as a smaller size. I might make some cards or something with those later. But right now I thought with working with this, what I want to do is put a piece of, I tried it with just some plastic from packaging and it was pretty flimsy. So I do have some transparency film for inkjet, and it's a much stronger weight of plastic. So what I'm going to do is glue that onto there and then cut this out around the outside. I'm going to leave a little edge on here so that I have a binding edge. And then I thought what would work would be cutting those out to go in the dome. Isn't that great? They're beautiful. So I'm going to try this, and I will get this glued on to here. And then as I move on to the next steps, I'll show you as I go. The other thing that's actually to go with this kit is this little scenery. And it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 pieces that fold together or flip one at a time. And they are what is meant to actually go behind this, into this dome. So I'll probably be making one of those too. I was hoping I might be able to incorporate both of them. So I'm going to get a few things kind of organized, and then I'll get back to you. So next I cut the acetate out around the dome and left a piece on here. This piece is about 4 or 5 inches. 4 maybe. Yeah, about 4 inches by about 1.5. So that is on there, so I can use that as the seam binding edge. All right, I'm gonna do it like that when I sew the pages in. So what I tried to do is make sure that that glass was pretty clean, and that glue does dry matte, so I wanted to try and get most of that off if I could, although I'm not worried about it. Okay, so now what I'm at is I have taken the backdrop. If you remember, there was one page that was similar to this, had another chunk on here. This piece was on here. So I had that page. So I decided where I wanted this to be for my very back, and I thought I would like mostly sky. So I cut that out, traced around it with pencil, and then I cut it out. So that will be the back of the book. The inner page of the back cover will go like that. Cool, eh? All right. So now what we have to do is organize these little village pictures in an order that we want to see them flip and fold. So I kind of thought something like this would be cute. You get 5 of these. or 6, right? So you start with figuring out where you want those to go. And I'm thinking that's the order that I would like. And you've got to put them fairly close together, overlapped. So I just found an order that I liked, and I liked, you know, that one, and then that one, and then that one, and then this one, and then this one. Or I could switch that around and go this one and this one, and then this one. So I've got to make these now so that it will fit into here, right? So what I've got to do is extend the bottoms of these. I thought maybe you might be able to just add, let me work this out. So I think what I'm going to do is cut a bunch of these bottoms onto cardstock, and then I can just paste the tops on and cut off what I don't need. I'm hoping that's going to work. Okay, so just make sure that you've got your bottoms all lined up for the bottom of your dome, for those to go in, and you got your backdrop piece on with your stars, right? So that's going to be like that. So then I'm going to just take these away, and I'm going to figure out where I need to sew these signatures in according to where I've put those rivets on the left-hand side. So I'm just going to flip that over, make sure that's all lined up so it's going to fit good. And then I'm going to sew. See, I made some marks and they were out. You got to make sure that your picture is in where you need it, right where you want it exactly, right? And not tilted or anything, just like that. So there we go. So I am okay there, and actually we'll go on this one and this one. Okay, so what we have to do next is figure out a back for this book, and then I can try and put all of these pieces together to inside of each other to the bottom. Trim off any weirdo. I don't know why that went weird. Oh, there, because it was crooked. So make sure your pages are in straight. Right? And then take this back page, fit that on. See where our marks are? So we're going to have to sew here and here. Wow. I should have maybe made these grommets a little bit lower. That's kind of hard, but because that's all I had is that much space. So let's just work with this the way it's supposed to go and hope that it works out okay. So I'm going to have to sew those in. These are the signatures. Now, I've just done that so that I can punch and they'll all fit in the same way. So let's punch this. So I have a punch here. So I have that marked, and I'm thinking I'm only going to get that top page in. So we'll see how this works out. That's the first one, and this is the next one, and it's got to go through all of those pages. Ooh, that's going to be tricky. Might have to do something. I might have to put some material or something on here to strengthen these, because I've only got one hole in each, and that's not really going to be enough. Okay, let's put the book back the way it was. Outside page, inside page. And that went like that. Okay, I know this is confusing. I'm a little confused myself, but I think it's going to work out. You just have to follow the process, trust the process, as they say. Okay, found a piece of the back of a art paper pad. So it's fairly thick, fairly strong. I didn't want to use cardboard because it's, you know, corrugated, and it's thicker, but it's just not as good as what I want here. So what I'm going to do is do this on a bit of an angle so that I can make sure I get all of this in. And I'm just going to trace around and cut it out. Okay, so I put that extra bit from the acetate between the card back here, this cardboard back, and then I put the piece of plastic, and then I covered it with this star scene and went right up to where that crease was, right? So now we're going to have a nice little binding edge we can put sew these signatures into. I'm thinking we could do more signatures because that's pretty thick. So I got to come up with an idea because I'm just feeling like the signatures aren't fitting and sewing in properly with it being so high up there. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. And I still haven't been able to incorporate these lovely girls, which I was really hoping to do. But we'll see what, I don't know. I need to take a break and go figure it out and see how else I can do this. Okay, so what I decided that I could do to fix this was I extended this. It used to go from about there to there, about 4 inches. So I extended it down closer to the bottom. So this is now more like 5 or 6 inches, whereas before it was only about 3 or 4. So I put an extra bit on there, and then I added a couple of more grommets. I also found that this piece was going way too high, so I trimmed a bit off. So if you're doing this, consider going further down. I mean, it might be because of the way I wanted to place the different pieces here that are the signatures inside, and the level that I put them at. But for me, that's what I had to do. So consider that when you're putting this piece in. And it certainly didn't hurt to go any lower because it was easy to hold that in. So that's what I did. Okay, so then I was able to sew the signatures in, and I took a piece of this thin green ribbon. It's about, I don't know, maybe an 1/8. Very, very narrow ribbon. Yeah, about an 1/8. Anyway, it's narrow ribbon, as you can see. And I just went into the hole starting with the back signature. And I went in and out and into the next one, through here, back to the top one. So I've got that in. That's the largest signature. It's in with 3 holes. So once I was able to continue on with this and just using that one piece of ribbon going in and out of the holes that I had here, and I sewed them all in. Now this one is a little bit tenuous, but I think it's okay. Probably would have been good to go right down to the end there to really secure that in. So may fix that. But I also went back because I had used an envelope for the size, to accommodate the size for me to do this. It wasn't very strong. So what I did is I went back and I added a piece of just this cream cardstock, the same cardstock that I used to print these on. And I put that on the backs and just sort of prettied those up a little bit. I haven't done them all, and I still have got to go back through here and add some embellishments and some things, but some of them were okay. I felt that some of them were okay, but there was a couple that were a little flimsy, so I just embellished them a little bit, or added the white paper. There we go. So, and then I did get the girls in. On the very back page, I put the girl here and this girl here in the Starry Night scene because she already had that. I thought that kind of went cool. So I put this piece onto this back. I put this onto the back of the last signature. Now I'm going to go back through and do a little trimming up and stuff, and a little more embellishing to the pages, and you'll see that when I show the final flip through, which will be a different video. So watch for that, and you'll see what we've done. But what I had to do here, or I was thinking that what I needed to do is, I didn't like that this was just plain on the back, and that was just the back of the paper because I hadn't printed anything. So what you could do is to keep in mind that that back's going to show through when you have the acrylic on. And so maybe before you print this, or before you start cutting it, make sure you double side that. What would be ideal, I think, is if you could do another one of these and just line it up, but chances of that happening are kind of slim on most of the printers I've ever used. But just so what I did anyway is I printed another one so I could use it for the base. And then what I did, my printer was making it a little smaller size because I was printing from a different printer now. And so what I decided to do to make it fit is I got this silver ribbon. It's actually an elasticy, kind of a little bit elasticy. So anyway, I just glued that on. And then I did a little bit of embossing with the glossy accents. And I did glossy accents on the knob for the top. And then I put this piece at the bottom. So that's where we're at, and that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'll give you a quick flip through. Like I said, there's still more to do. I want to put some, they got those word quotes. I might put some of those in here. So I have these little Christmas quotes. Believe in the magic of Christmas. Christmas is not so much about opening presents as opening your heart. And Christmas magic is silent. You don't hear it. You feel it. You know it. And you believe it. So I thought those were kind of nice. I might put those on. I'm not sure yet quite what I'm going to do. But I will go back and do a little bit more here. But I thought it turned out pretty good. Pretty happy with it. And especially a first try. I would also suggest you follow Eva's directions because she designed the whole program, the whole package here, and she made one as a demo. So and mine, but I would say maybe do a prototype before you decide to do your good one, because there's gonna be a few things to figure out. Right. So I also have this girl. I'm probably going to put her on the back. I'm not sure, but I think she's very beautiful. So anyway, I've got a few things still to do, but I think it turned out pretty good. You know? So the little dome turned out pretty good, I think. I'll certainly make another one. I think it's so cute. I'm going to give this one away to a special person. And I think it turned out good. I still have some work to do, so I wanted to show you this before I go. What I decided to do to keep these pages sort of connected to each other is I put a piece of washi tape that I have across the seam binding and across each page. And I did it to all of the pages. So that kind of connects that first signature to the second signature, because it's that little bit of tape right there. Makes that a little bit more stable. Then I went across this one and this one. And you see the two signatures are now connected. And then this one through the center of that signature. And then I just added a little bit of it onto the bottom here. So I do feel like I've got some more to do with regard to decorating it a little bit more, and just finishing up some of the little pieces of, you know, whatnots to make it nicer. I'm probably going to add some snow and stuff like that. So if you'd like to see how it actually is finished, watch for the flip through, which will be coming up once I get it all finished and complete. So thanks very much for watching. I truly wish you all a very Merry Christmas, and thank all my subbies. I'm so glad that you've joined me as I go through my my process of thinking as I create, or creating as I think. I'm not sure which one is which, but thanks for joining me, and I'm so happy that you comment. And to some of you who are my regular watchers, thanks for comments, and I wish you a special Christmas. Thanks again. Take care of yourselves. Bye.